Welcome back to Audioman Dark Stories, where we explore the darkest corners of true crime. Imagine a predator lurking in the shadows, preying on the most vulnerable members of society. Elderly victims caught in the grip of unspeakable terror. From brutal home invasions to chilling murders, Howard Arthur Allen left a trail of devastation that rocked Indianapolis to its core. A petty robber turned serial killer, his crimes escalated into a horrifying spree of violence, ending in death row. But how did one man evade justice for so long? And what led to his ultimate downfall? Stay tuned as we unravel the haunting story of Howard Arthur Allen, the serial predator of the elderly. This is a tale you won't forget. Howard Arthur Allen, an African-American serial killer, became infamous for preying on elderly victims, terrorizing the community with his violent crimes. His criminal trajectory began early in life, escalating into a series of horrifying incidents that ultimately landed him on Indiana's death row. Allen's first known crime occurred in August 1974, when, at the age of 24, he invaded the home of 85-year-old Opal Cooper during a petty robbery. The crime turned deadly when Allen brutally beat Cooper to death. Despite the severity of the act, Allen was convicted on a reduced charge of manslaughter. He was sentenced to a prison term of 2 to 21 years. However, he was paroled in January 1985 after serving just over a decade of his sentence. Upon his release, Allen returned to Indianapolis and found work at a car wash. For a time, it seemed he might reintegrate into society, but his criminal impulses soon resurfaced. On May 18, 1987, a 73-year-old Indianapolis woman narrowly escaped death after Allen broke into her home, choking and beating her. 2 days later, on May 20th, 87-year-old Laverne Hale was attacked in a similar manner. Hale succumbed to her injuries on May 29th, making her Allen's next known victim. The violence escalated further on June 2, 1987, when Allen burglarized the home of an elderly man just 5 blocks from where Hale was murdered. Although the tenant was absent during the break-in, Allen expressed his anger by setting the house on fire and leaving behind a threatening message by stabbing a 10-inch butcher knife into a visible spot. On July 14, 1987, Allen struck again, invading the home of Ernestine Griffin, an 87-year-old Indianapolis resident. In a brutal attack, he repeatedly bludgeoned her with a toaster. Griffin's skull was fractured, and she later succumbed to her injuries. Her grieving family estimated that Allen had stolen only $15 and a camera during the fatal break-in. Allen's crime spree came to an end on August 4, 1987, when he was arrested on multiple charges. Witnesses linked him to the May 18th attack, leading to his indictment on charges of burglary, battery, and unlawful confinement. Investigators also charged him with arson and burglary related to the June 2nd incident, as well as the murder of Ernestine Griffin. The evidence mounted against Allen. Detectives noted that Laverne Hale had been a neighbor of his, living directly behind his house. This proximity and the similarities in the modus operandi led to Allen becoming the prime suspect in her murder. By early August, authorities announced that Allen was also a suspect in at least 11 other cases involving robberies or assaults targeting elderly victims in their homes. In 1988, Allen was convicted of burglary and felony battery in connection to the May 18th assault. He was also charged with being a habitual offender, which significantly enhanced his sentencing. On these charges alone, he received an 88-year prison sentence. However, Allen's most severe punishment came on June 11, 1988, when he was convicted of the murder and robbery of Ernestine Griffin. The jury recommended the death penalty, and Allen was sentenced to execution. At the time of writing, Howard Arthur Allen remains on Indiana's death row, awaiting his execution. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate your support.